I was extremely happy to be in a relationship with Ella. I went on many drives and road trips to really appreciate the joy I had, and my God, I had some awesome experiences. I decided to move out of my dad and stepmom's house and live on my own for the first time, and this time, for real, on my own. I had many amazing joy moments on road trips, appreciating the relationship and how lucky I was being with her. One road trip I had, when appreciating our relationship, I was so overjoyed. It completely beated that Florida road trip by a long shot. But this time I actually didn't scream. I held it down. I held it inside and let that joy just keep on increasing. It was amazing. Suddenly I started bursting out crying. But this was really interesting the way I cried. It was like it was a cry of like happiness. I I was like I cried for literally 45 minutes straight. There were some moments when I cried, I actually laughed and cried at the same time. It was like this semi-laugh cry. It was like a hybrid of a laugh and cry. It was weird, but it was awesome. I did a lot of sessions of sending light to the planet this year. I spent almost a total of 100 hours visualizing light, healing the planet, and transforming consciousness of the planet to more of a peaceful state. I found being in a relationship with Elakar and appreciating a relationship like was like an awesome harness that made me happy, and it like made me even more of an awesome state that kind of like helped me send light to the planet and make it more powerful. One time, late at night, I parked my car off the side of the road that was deep in the forest. I listened to that cassette player that I built through my headphones and played Unforgettable Fire by U2. This was the first time I listened to my Wybox 2 since I moved to South Carolina. I haven't listened to it since and listened to just the normal car radio or my MP3 player instead. But this time I decided to listen to my cassette player that I built. Unforgettable Fire by U2 was one of my favorite songs, and I had many amazing moments in the song, including trips to Florida. The first time I ever heard this song was off my Wybox 2. I started to focus on sending healing light to the planet very intensely, more intensely than I've ever had before. I looked at all the tall trees around me and really thought about how much I love everything in this planet. Suddenly the sound from the song playing started to change. The music started making this low vibratory sound that sounded like thunder. And I could actually feel it. It felt like the earth was shaking, but the sound was also coming through my headphones. The high-pitched notes also started to change too. Suddenly the whole pitch and the whole song started changing. The whole song started sounding distorted. It was kind of trippy. It was hard to describe it. Once the song finished, I stopped and the effect immediately went away. I stood still in the middle of the street, in the middle of the forest, completely stunned. I worked on letting go of suffering more. I put myself in a lot of uncomfortable situations as a way to let go of the unacceptance to pain. One example of a thing that I did is I went on a 1 hour long bike ride in 20-degree weather with just a t-shirt on. I managed to not let the cold bother me by using the God-loving, sufferless perspective. I was able to do it successfully, and actually it was fun. I actually enjoyed the sensation of the cold, and I was proud of myself. I spent a great deal of time focusing on my spiritual growth. I also, obviously, as what I'm talking about in the previous paragraphs, but I also focused a lot of my time on school too. I finally finished my major in digital media at Trident Technical College, and I was waiting so long for this point, and I finally got a degree. I had to redo a lot of work that I did throughout the major. I had to retake a bunch of classes, but I finally got my exit portfolio class done, and I set up my exhibit and my exit portfolio show where I showed off a lot of all the work that I've done. This show was an event that all students in digital media had to attend before graduating. It was time where they showed off all their best completed work where they did during their major. It took a lot of time to prepare for this show, but I succeeded, and the work that I showed was beautiful. I finally got my associate's degree in digital media. I was really happy to finally get a degree after all these years of going to school.